Before we begin, please imagine the bell notification is on and you're subscribed to Huna Stories. The moment still replays in my head like a paused frame. Glass lobby, polished marble, people walking past an old man like he was furniture, and me standing there with my intern badge, still feeling borrowed, raising my hands to sign good morning. That was the moment everything began to burn. I didn't know it then, I just knew he was death. I knew the look on his face when someone finally acknowledged him. Relief, surprise, gratitude, the kind that sits quietly behind the eyes. Behind the glass wall on the upper floor, someone stopped walking. I didn't look up, I was too busy being invisible. I came into that company believing silence kept you safe. Shy intern, no connections, no power. I worked hard. I listened more than I spoke. I trusted the people who smiled at me, especially him, my manager. Polished shoes, soft voice, always called me kid like it was affection, not ownership. He told me he saw potential. He told me to send him my ideas so he could refine them. He told me that was how the game worked, and I believed him because belief is cheaper than suspicion. Until my idea walked into the boardroom wearing his name. I remember watching the presentation on the internal feed. My slides, my framework, my phrasing. Even my mistake on slide 7, still there, untouched. He spoke like he'd built it from scratch. The room applauded. I felt my hands go cold. That was the first cut. After that, patterns emerged. Emails I was CC'd on too late. Meetings moved without notice. Praise that curved away from me at the last second. He didn't steal everything at once. That would have been obvious. He siphoned. I kept my face calm. Interns aren't allowed to bleed. Then came the message, an email he forgot to delete, forwarded to the executive team, promising work, obviously mine, but polished by the intern, obviously. That word settled in my chest like a verdict. That's when the noise inside me went quiet. I didn't confront him. I didn't cry in the bathroom. I planned. Revenge isn't loud when it's done right. It's procedural. I documented everything. Version histories, timestamps, drafts saved on servers he didn't know existed. I volunteered for projects that touched compliance, governance, legacy policy, boring things, invisible things. I learned who signed what, who answered to whom, who hated surprises, and I learned about the old man. His name wasn't on the directory. That was deliberate. He came in once a week, sat in the lobby, watched people. Most ignored him. Some were uncomfortable. No one spoke except me. We signed about small things at first, weather, coffee, then history, the company's early days, mistakes, regrets. He asked careful questions. I answered honestly. I still didn't know who he was, but I knew he mattered. The day everything snapped into place was quiet. My manager called me into his office, closed the door, smiled the way people do when they think they've already won. He told me my internship wouldn't be extended. Budget cuts, timing, nothing personal. On his desk, face down, was a familiar leather folder, the same one the old man always carried. I looked up. He followed my eyes. The smile slipped. That was confirmation. The execution didn't take courage. It took patience. I sent one email to the wrong person accidentally. Attached were my drafts, his submissions, a timeline so clean it felt surgical. I CC'd legal, compliance, and the CEO's private address, one I only knew because the old man had once corrected my sign for email and laughed. Meetings happened without me, then with me. My manager stopped smiling. He started sweating. The final confrontation wasn't dramatic. No shouting, no raised voices. Just a conference room, frosted glass, 3 executives, 1 CEO, and the old man sitting at the head of the table. He didn't sign this time. He spoke. Founder, majority shareholder, silent observer by design. He said my name correctly. Then he asked my manager to explain the work. My manager tried. Words collapsed under their own weight. Evidence doesn't argue, it waits. When it was over, there was nothing left to say. Security walked him out like he'd never belonged there at all. I didn't feel joy, I felt release. The CEO, the old man, thanked me, not for the evidence, for the greeting. He said, companies rot when no one notices who's being ignored. He offered me a job, not a favor, a role, visibility. I still sign good morning to him when I see him. Old habits, honest ones. Sometimes I think about how close I came to staying silent, to letting my work be swallowed, my voice erased. But silence, I learned, is only power when you choose it. I wasn't loud, I wasn't cruel, I was precise. And when the moment came, I let the truth speak in a language they couldn't ignore.